Yo, what's good, people? Yes, I am back once again. Yes, you've gotten deals in one day from your boy, Mr. Cheap Sense, and I want to give a shout out to. I know he don't know who I am because I'm a small fry. I'm a small fish in a big pond in this thing called Fragrance World. Um, my guy over at Gent Sense did a video earlier about the fragrances that he hates. And I really don't hate most of these fragrances that I have. I just dislike some things about them. Most of them don't perform well. The longevity sucks. The projection sucks. Um, or they just suck altogether. And these are ones that are in my personal collection. I'm not speaking for anyone else. This is just me. Um, and if you're looking for fragrances that are gonna be Dior and Creed or um, Sauvage or Blue de Chanel. This is not the channel for that unless I can find those fragrances for discounted somewhere. I shop discount. That's just me. So if you're looking for any of those type fragrances, this is not the channel for you. Please follow someone else. I don't buy those high end type fragrances. Sorry, that's just me. So on to this video. So these are 10 fragrances that I absolutely can live without. And number 10 is from the house of Penthouse. This is Penthouse Influential. And this is a cheapie that I purchased from Bell's. Um, I actually was desperate for a fragrance. I get that itch sometimes and I just have to go look for something. Excuse me. And when I can't find anything, then I start turning to even cheaper cheapies. And this was one of those. Never heard of this before. I purchased it, and boy, did I make a mistake. This is the box presentation. It kind of looks like a little pouch or a little wallet zipper or whatever this is. Um, the bottle is not bad. It kind of reminds me of, just a second. It's funny because this bottle is actually the same size or shape bottle as this one, which is Dolce and Gabbana Pour On. Now look at these bottles. They look similar. This one is a little bigger, but they look similar. Top is a little different, but the bottles are damn close. Obviously, this is much better. Beautiful scent. Love Dolce and Gabbana Pour On. Great purchase. This guy, although the bottle is similar, they smell nothing alike. This fragrance actually sucks ass. I wore this shit to work one day because I wore another fragrance, and I think it was the last one I wore last week from Playboy, um, and it didn't perform well. And then I went to my second job, and I was trying to put this on to see what it was going to work like, and this didn't do well. It didn't last long at all. Piss poor performance. Longevity sucked. Projection sucked. I hate it. It doesn't even smell that good. It kind of smells like some kind of household cleaner or something. I wish I wouldn't have wasted my money on this. I didn't pay much for it. It was like maybe between $5 and maybe $10. Um, Penthouse Influential. What a bunch of shit. Next up, from the house of Brooks Brothers. Brooks Brothers is, I believe, a house that makes suits. I remember this house from when I was younger, back in the 80s and 90s. Um, I didn't know them for fragrances. And this one is also not up my alley. I purchased this one from TJ Maxx. Um, this is Brooks Brothers New York. This to me is like an older man scent. Yes, I am 41, so yes, I am an older man. But when I mean older man, I mean like 50s and 60s, and you know, that older man. Um, I'm still into sweet fragrances, youthful stuff, things that I know women are gonna like. Um, I'm pretty sure there's some people out here who would like this one, but I've worn this once and I didn't like the smell of it. I could have easily gave it to my stepdad, but I just wanted to keep something in the collection. But what I may do is some of these that I am showing now, I may go ahead and get rid of just to, you know, clear space so I can make room for something else that I like. This is not one of them that I like. I just sprayed it, but I don't even remember what it smelled like. It's really not a bad scent. It's just not my style. It's just not what I'm into. It's really not that bad. It's just not my thing. I can't say too much bad about it. It's just not what I'm used to. It is what it is, guys. But Brooks Brothers New York, not my thing. Would I recommend this to somebody? Yeah, somebody older, not anyone younger. Um, Not at all. So next up, this is I think this is by either Elizabeth Taylor or Liz Claiborne. I saw this online. This was actually one of, I think, 6 that I ordered this particular time, and I have another one from that same 6 in the same video. This one is lucky number 6, and this thing actually smells great, but the longevity and projection are piss poor on this one. It's like they said, we're going to make a great fragrance, but fuck the longevity and fuck the projection. They going to buy it just because it smells good. And that's pretty much what the fuck they did. Now there's another fragrance in this review that actually is my number 1 fragrance I can live without, that this performs better than as far as longevity and projection. But that number 1 scent is way better than this one. But this is not bad. I don't recommend anyone buy it, even though this is cheap. I think I spent like $7 or $8 for this online. Fragrance X. This would make a great, maybe out of the shower scent if you're going to lounge around. Maybe a dumb reach scent if you're going to run to the store or something like that. But other than that, maybe an office scent, but nothing more than that. No date, no dinner, no none of that. So this is lucky number 6, guys. Next up, I purchased this one from Ross, and this one was like maybe $7 to $10, maybe. Might have been 15. I'm not sure. I know Paris Hilton does have a few fragrances that smell good. I smelled one of her female fragrances that was real good, and I looked the notes up on this one, and it had some promising notes. No, I don't remember what they were, but it did make me purchase this. And this is Paris Hilton for men. And the very first time I sprayed this, and it could have just been what I sprayed it on, it just smelled like cardboard to me. And it took me having to keep spraying this on different occasions for me to finally get the smell of it. And this actually is kind of sweet. It has a pleasant scent. It's just not strong enough for me. It doesn't project that good. The longevity is not that great. But it is a lot better than uh, I'll say the first two, the Brooks Brothers and the Penthouse Influential. It's better than those two. Um, would I recommend this for somebody? No. But if you did purchase it, then I think it would be good to have as a dumb read scent just to spray on and run to the store or something like that. That's about it. So Paris Hilton for men. Now, next up is from another house that's been around for a long time. I don't really deal with this house at all. I've never had, owned, or worn a fragrance from this house. I don't like Adidas. I have worn something from Adidas back when I was in school. My mom used to buy stuff like that for Christmas. Um, I don't wear Adidas. I don't do all that. The car scents like Jaguar. Although I have one, I don't really do Jaguar and all that kind of stuff. Um, but this fragrance is from the House of Guess. This is Guess Man. I've seen people do reviews on this, and a lot of people said that it's shitty. It's not that good. It's nothing that stands out. It's a pretty decent scent. Some people said maybe a dumb reach scent. That's about it. And they were right. I went ahead and purchased it one day. I found it at Ross. This was like between $10 and maybe $15, if that. Not a bad scent whatsoever. It's just not what I'm into as far as like sweet fragrances. I don't know the longevity or the projection on this because I've never worn it. I just purchased it. And I did smell it. I sprayed it on something and smelled it. And I actually have it on this hand. It's okay, but it's not nothing that stands out. Would I recommend this to someone? No. If you did purchase it or you already have it, then if you don't really like it, give it away. Or you can decant it, sell it, make some of your money back off of it. Or you can use it as a dumb reach scent. Like I said, run to the store, run errands, check the mail. Use it as a fucking air freshener in your car. Whatever. But this is Guess Man. Nothing, that stands out. This one is one that I do like. This doesn't last extremely long, but compared to some of these other ones that I have, this one lasts a lot longer than those. And this one is by Frank Oliver. This is Passion Men. This is one that came with the Lucky Number 6 and the other 4 fragrances that were in that box along with these 2. Great scent. It's fruity, very nice, very inoffensive. This one actually lasts longer than the rest of them. I just didn't like it because I didn't get compliments off of it. And it really doesn't stand out. If I had to keep one out of these 10, this one would probably be the one. Would I recommend someone purchasing this one? No. This was pretty cheap. I don't remember what the price was, but it couldn't have been no more than between 10 and 15 bucks online. You can always check it out online and see what the price was, but not a bad scent. Can't say anything too bad about this one. It is pretty nice, and it does last longer than all of these others. Next up is one I've seen several times over in TJ Maxx. I've seen reviews on it. People said that it's not that great because of some kind of note in it that turns sour or smells kind of pungent. It has guava and passion fruit in it, which made me really want to buy it because I love fruit. And I thought this was going to be a fruity type scent, and it was nowhere near that. And this is by Levine. I should have steered clear of this one, and I didn't listen. I purchased it. It does have a pungent smell to it, kind of off-putting. I don't know if it's like one of the fruit. They say it's the guava fruit that's in it that's causing it, but I'm not sure. Something it gives it like an off-putting scent. I did get compliments from it when I wore it, so apparently some people do like it. And it was one older woman that said she liked it. She works in the cafeteria, Miss Gail. She liked it. I got a few other compliments, but me personally, it kind of like rubbed me the wrong way. I didn't like the smell being on me, that pungent smell. So I only wore it that once, and I haven't worn it again. Probably will never wear it again. I just kept it because it kind of looks like the microphone. But would I recommend this one? No. If you don't have this one, please don't buy it. It's not worth it. The scent is not that great. This is nothing that stands out unless you just want something that smells pungent and horrible and whatever. Just don't do it to yourself. Next up, this one is by the house of Boucheron, and this is Boucheron Pour Homme. I did a little research on this one, and people kept talking about it. A guy named Joy Amin that I follow on YouTube talked about this one, and he raved about it, said it was good to him, and yeah, it is good to him, because to me, this is trash. Now, the other Boucheron, I can't remember the name of it. They said it smells better than this one. This one smells like them ladies that be at church with that heavy, loud perfume on. And this is also an eau de parfum. So this is like the highest concentration, the strongest version. Kind of smells like them old ladies at church. Also smells kind of like a household lemon type cleaner, or lemon scented pledge or something like that. I wore it once, no compliments off of it. If you do have this or you do want to purchase it, this may not just be for me, it may be for someone else. Do not go heavy on the trigger. This thing is strong. Couple of sprays, maybe 2 or 3 sprays strategically in certain areas, you'll be good. I may try this out one more time just to see, but it's not really my thing. Would I recommend this one? No. I think I spent 15 or 20 bucks for this at TJ Maxx. I was kind of excited when I bought it until I got in my vehicle and sprayed it. And I tried to like it, but it's just not my thing. So it is what it is. Number 2 is by the house of Oscar de la Renta. And I've seen a lot of Oscar de la Renta name. I've seen a lot of Oscar de la Renta's name around lately. As far as fragrances, I've seen 1 or 2 other fragrances by him. One is a woman's fragrance and another men's fragrance. The only reason why I purchased this one is 2 reasons. One is because this thing looks like a domino, which is cute to me. I like this. And number 2 is the fact that this thing has champagne in it. Is what kind of draw me into it. Once I purchased this fragrance and I smelled it, I really didn't like it. It's not off-putting. It's not what I'm into. This is an older man's scent also. Someone more mature. I did get a few compliments when I wore it. I just can't deal with it. I'm used to sweeter, more up-to-date type scents, and not one of those. Would I recommend this to anyone? No. But if you're a collector and you just want something different in your collection as far as bottle types, yes. I love this bottle. Um, I just don't need the juice inside. So Oscar de la Renta Gentleman is a no-go. And just to reiterate, this is just my opinion because there are people out there I know who have worn or have, if not one or all of these fragrances, or at least know about them. They may like them. This is just my opinion. I don't care for them. Some of them are not bad at all. Like the Frank Oliver Passion Men is great to me, pretty good. I just wish it was a lot stronger and a little bit longer lasting. The Paris Hilton, not bad. I just wish it was a lot stronger also. And Lucky Number 6 is a pretty decent scent. It just needs to last longer. Last but not least is one that was very, very disappointing to me. I've heard so much talk about this house. My sister even talked about it. She bought some of these fragrances for her old man, and she raved about it. I'm not sure too much about the women's versions, but I finally found one day at a discount store, which I think it was Bell's, and they had it for $30. It was $29.99, and I waited, and excuse me, and I waited, and I waited, and I waited, and this was all before Christmas, and I waited thinking that the price was gonna come down, and it never did. So one day I said, "Fuck it." I'm going to just go ahead and get it because I know what's going to happen. I'm going to wait too long and somebody's going to buy it. I'm going to miss it. So I purchased it. And regardless as to what the YouTube reviewer said about the fragrance, saying that it smelled good, it just didn't last long, the longevity sucked, the projection sucked. I wanted to make my own assumption of it, and I went ahead and purchased it anyway. It was $30-something and some change. I got in my vehicle. I sprayed it on paper, or actually, the fragrance is actually Jimmy Choo Man. I actually got in the vehicle, and like I always do, I can't wait till I get home. I usually bust it open and spray it. I sprayed it on this flap right here, and it actually smelled really good. It had pineapple in it and some other notes. Kind of reminds me of Mont Blanc Legend a little bit. I sprayed it, smelled it, I loved it. And then one day, I was on my way to work, to my second job, and I don't remember what I had on that first half of my day at my day job, but something made me spray this on, going to my second job. And it literally takes me, depending on traffic, from the time I leave here to the time I get to Georgia Pacific, it takes me about maybe 15, 20 minutes to get there. By the time I got to the entrance where I go in, it's two different entrances. Well, three actually, but the road I go down is two entrances. One goes to the main office and one goes to the side road where we go in at. By the time I got to that road, which was about almost 20 minutes in, this was gone. I couldn't even smell it on my skin anymore, which is piss ass poor for Jimmy Choo Man. And as much as people talk about Jimmy Choo, people have raved about Jimmy Choo. I've heard rappers, I've heard regular people talk about Jimmy Choo, and they could not have been talking about this one, because this thing is trash when it comes to longevity and projection. The scent is great. It's amazing. It smells beautiful. But when I tell you that this thing only lasted me about 25 to 30 minutes and it was completely gone, I was pissed. I paid $30 for this shit. And let me tell you what I said in my video on Facebook just a while ago. You can use this for an air freshener in your car. If you farted in your car and sprayed this to try to cover it up, that fart will last longer than this. I promise you. And if you don't believe me, buy it and try it and see. Your fart probably will last way longer than this. Yes, they do not last long at all. I am so pissed at the fact that I spent $30 for this shit, and it doesn't do anything. Like, it smells amazing. I love the smell. It almost kind of reminds me of Mont Blanc Legend with that pineapple type note, because pineapple is in this. I can't remember everything that's in it, but pineapple is in this, and it smells good. I love the pineapple, even in Club de Nuit Intense. Man, the pineapple is good in that. But this doesn't smell like that. This smells more like Mont Blanc Legend to me. And I mean, honestly, man, like $30 for this, for a 50 ml bottle, $30. I would have been happier if I could have spent 15 or 20 or even 25. If I could have got this for 20, I'd have been happy. But for $30, like, really? I could have waited and spent $30 on something else that was way better than this. Like, every other fragrance on this table that I have lasts longer than this. All of them. And half of these fragrances I don't even like. Even this Penthouse does not last that long, but it lasts longer than this. Like, I might have gotten 2.5, maybe 3, possibly 4 hours out of this, which isn't bad for a cheapie. But I spent $30 for this, and I only got 25 or 30 minutes out of this. Listen to the guys on YouTube, the veterans out there like Ashton from Gent Sense. Yeah, I have Jay-Z Gold. I just don't wear it that much because I have like 160 some odd fragrances, and I'm trying to get good wears out of most of the new ones and do reviews on the one. Like, I still have, like, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I still got like 14 or 15 fragrances that I haven't even worn yet that I need to do reviews on. And I could have used this $30 and purchased some else and gave a good review on. I haven't even worn this to the hospital to get any reviews off of it because it don't even last long. Like, you literally will have to take this bottle with you and keep it in your pocket and keep reapplying all day just to keep up. Like, the first few minutes of having this on, somebody might smell you and be like, oh, you smell good. But then, like, a few minutes after that, they won't even know you got this on. Like, that is pathetic. That is horrible. And like I said, man, you can fart in your car. And I'm sorry to sound so gross or whatever, but you literally can fart in your vehicle and spray this, and this will be gone before that fart goes away. Literally. Like, that's pathetic, man. I'm not gonna sit here and do a whole video about talking about that shit, man. I mean, if anybody knows of any other Jimmy Choo fragrance that is longer lasting, that smells just as good, please drop a comment below and let me know about it. Or if you want to talk shit about any of these fragrances that I just did, I hear you. Leave me a comment about it. If one of these you're interested in, look the note breakdown up on it. See if you're interested. If you see any of these fragrances anywhere, if you can test them first, test them, because they may just not perform well on my skin or my body chemistry It could just be, something like that. Uh, it may perform better on somebody else's skin. This is just like I said, my opinion. These fragrances just didn't perform well for me at all. Um, the only one I'm really highly disappointed in is the Jimmy Choo Man, and that's only because it's a well-known name brand versus any of these other ones. Um, Guess is well known, uh, but I never was into Guess like that. Um, any of these other ones I know nothing about really. So besides Paris Hilton, but I really wasn't into her fragrances like that either. So Jimmy Choo Man was probably the worst disappointing fragrance I've ever purchased in my life. Um, but that's just me. But anyway, I'm out of here, man. Peace.